What's up, guys? Tough Love Tom here. Guys, the stock market is on sale. This is the beginning of a sale. Unfortunately, the pandemic numbers are kicking back up, and we're also due for a correction. And I love a sale. This is when you can really get stocks cheap. My first stock trade was in the early mid 80s. I caught a huge sale in a stock. The stock had plummeted about 50% because they slashed their dividend. And I knew, well, this is a good company. This is a big company back then. I was just barely a teenager. I bought the stock and I doubled my money in 9 months. When the pandemic hit in February, March of last year, 2020, if you look at a stock chart of the S&P or anything, you'll see this huge dip, like a falling knife. Whew. And I remember my mom was unfortunately in a nursing home at the time, recovering from a surgery. And I remember sitting there because the TV was on constantly, and that was all over the news, was the pandemic. And I remember sitting there thinking, this is a sale. This is a huge sale. And I made a lot of money since March of last year. I started feverishly buying stocks March of last year when this whole thing started. The problem was I'd been out of stocks for a little bit. I just started to dip my toe back in. I didn't have a shopping list. Now is the time to get your shopping list of lifetime stocks together. And I'm a big lifetime stock guy. I've tried all different strategies over the years, and whatever strategy you're doing, though, you don't have to do lifetime stocks where you basically just buy and hold these extremely good, obvious companies, and you just buy and hold them. But whatever your strategy is, I'd get your shopping list together now. Now is the best time because I wouldn't buy everything today. I nibbled maybe 1% of my portfolio. I actually sold a couple things I had I shouldn't have been in. I sold them at a little bit of a loss today. And right now I'm sitting at 85% cash, But I did nibble a little bit on Tesla. Tesla is a lifetime stock, the lifetime stock for me right now, in my opinion. By the way, I'm not a professional, and these are just my opinions for entertainment purposes only. I have to say that. I'm not a professional. You should make your own decisions or go get a professional and do your own homework. But right now I'm at 85% cash, and I'm licking my chops. I'm ready to buy. I'm absolutely ready to buy some stocks. Like I said, I wouldn't go all in at once. Dollar cost average in on the way down, or maybe wait for some sort of a bottom type thing. But this is a sale, and if you have a long-term horizon, like 5, 10, 15 years, I would absolutely start putting money to work over the next coming days and weeks. You might be at a short-term loss for a while. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, if the numbers kick back up on the pandemic, it could be a while. We've seen some unrest, social unrest all around the world, and it's a hot summer. This could be bad. I just read a little quote from Bill Ackman, who's this big hedge fund guy, and he says this could possibly get more people to go out and get vaccinated. I'm not going to get into the whole vaccine debate, but it does work. It seems to be working for the most part. This uprising in cases may stir people to go get vaccinated, and maybe we can finally conquer this thing, assuming the vaccine works. So he's predicting a good fall. He says maybe this will be the last kick of the old coronavirus, and it can kick back up. I don't know. All I know is that this is a sale. This is, to me, I was looking the other day. I was sitting there in March of 2009. For those of you who were around back then, there was a huge bubble burst, real estate and stock market bubble burst in I think it was the fall of 2008, fall of 2007, I think. No, it was really early 2008. 2008, the market plummeted, and it hit rock bottom March 9th of 2009. I was sitting there in March. I'm not saying I called the bottom, but I had about $125,000 in cash, and I had a lot of debt. And I kind of knew that if I didn't do something, I was going to go into bankruptcy. So I sat there and I thought in March of 2009, I should just put everything, 125 grand in Apple, right? I should just put I should just put it all in Apple, let it ride. The iPhone had just come out in 2007. They were talking about the iPad. You couldn't even get a job. I mean, things were really bad in 2009. things were really, really tough economically. And people were losing their houses left and right, foreclosures and repossession of cars. Everything was really, really bad. And I sat there and I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I should have just put everything in Apple. That was the buying opportunity of a lifetime. I think Apple went down to like $20 or $8 a share, something crazy. Anyway, I had done the math, and I think it was just like a year and a half later that $125,000 would have been $1.7 million. Instead, I didn't do that. I didn't go in all in on Apple like I should have, and I ended up going into bankruptcy and foreclosure and moving back in with my parents at age 40, which sucked. And it really took me like 10 years to recover. So that was a sale. That was a sale of a lifetime. That huge bubble burst was a massive sale. And I just did the math now. I went back to, let's say, March 20th of 2009. Had I just bought Apple and not sold any, just put all my money in Apple. I had a lot of debt, was really the problem, was it was on my mind. I could have paid that debt off in literally a couple months had I just bought Apple. But Apple is up 3,800% roughly since March of 2009. That's like 12 years ago. So my $125,000, I forgot what it would have been. Let's see, 3,800. I think it was like $4 million. Yeah, 4.75, almost $5 million. 125 grand. Let's do the math again. 125, because I'm guesstimating here, times 30, because you'd have $38 for every dollar you'd have, 3,800%. $4.75 million in 12 years. 125,000 investment March of 2009, and just into Apple, one stock, and just sitting on it 12 years. 125,000 into 4.75 million, and that's without margin. I probably would have used margin because I do use margin. 50% a lot of times. I mean, that could easily go close to $7 million. Imagine turning 125,000 into $7 million in 12 years. Instead, I went through bankruptcy and foreclosure and lost 10 years of my life, basically, because I didn't buy when Apple was a screaming sale. So, once again, I'm not a professional, but today the market's plummeting, and I'm licking my chops. I'm like, sale. I didn't cause this sale. I don't wish for bad times. I certainly didn't wish for this pandemic thing to kick back up, but it is what it is, and this is the beginning of a sale. I wouldn't jump all in now, but get your shopping list ready. Maybe start to nibble a little bit. Maybe wait a week or two and start to nibble more. And I made a lot of money and started buying feverishly March of last year, 2020. Now you might say I don't have any money. Well, I was delivering pizzas at the time, and right, I quit my job. I'm going to go deliver pizzas for another company. I'm going to wait till next week, but get a job. Everyone's hiring. But 6 of my coworkers last March or April took a leave of absence, and everybody wanted food delivered, right? Because nobody wanted to leave the house. And so I was making tons of money. I was scooping $400 to $500 a week off my checking account and putting it into my brokerage account and putting that money to work all last year. Actually, up until like 3 weeks ago, I was still doing $300 to $500 a week. Just putting it to work as fast as I could. And I also started nibbling on margin, which is risky when you borrow money. So if you don't have money, save your money, guys. This is why you need that walk-away lifestyle. Live as frugally as possible. Live like a college student, okay? I live on $300 a week, about $14,400 a year. And I'm in America. I'm in a suburb of a major city. I've just learned how to live really frugally. And any money I have coming in, I just scoop out over that $300 a week. I scoop it off my checking, and I just put it to work in my brokerage account, man. And a lot of you guys have Robinhood or Webull accounts. Just do the same thing. Just transfer that money over. Every time you get paid, pay your bills, leave a little bit of spending money. Every dollar goes out to the brokerage, and I would start putting it to work. Once again, not all of it today, but start to nibble on the way down. I think we're due for a correction. The market's kind of gone, pretty much straight up for the last year plus. And this is a sale. I love a good sale, man. The market's on clearance. So this is a screaming fire sale. I've done very well over the years by buying stocks and when they were on sale and buying the market when they were on sale. I've also missed massive opportunities like Apple when it was on sale like a fool. Um, but I lost a lot of money day trading, and I'll make videos on day trade. I've tried day trading 3 times over 20 years. Do not day trade. Do not day trade. As I just showed you, I could have made, anywhere from 4.7 million to even $7 million with margin in 12 years. You can do very, very, very well just buying a small basket or even one lifetime stock and just sitting on it for a decade. So now is the beginning of a pretty decent sale, I think. Once again, I can't predict the future. Nobody can. But get your shopping list ready. I'd have a small shopping list of stocks. I love Tesla. Tesla to me is a lifetime stock. I think Tesla's going to disrupt dozens of industries, and I'll make videos on Tesla. It's way more than a car company. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell. I'm not a professional. You should do your own homework. But I'm excited, really. I'm not excited that the pandemic numbers are jumping up, but I'm excited that the market's on sale. It's been kind of frothy lately. And I'm ready. I'm ready and waiting. I'm at 85% cash, and I'm ready to buy. So anyway, the market's on sale. Get your shopping list together. Get your strategy together, whatever that's going to be, whether you're going to do dividends or you're going to do the sort of disruptive or lifetime stocks. I wouldn't do a combination of both personally. I'd pick one path and stick with it. But I would be following the market every day. Now might be the time you want to get out of. Today might be the time you want to get out of stocks you really don't want to own, you're really not into, and then switch over to stocks you really think are going to be gangbusters. Anyway, tough love Tom here. Talk to you next time.